Welcome to Life's Treasure, Episode 2. Today we have an honor to interview a very special person by the name of Grand Master Buell. In 1981, Grand Master Buell was the founder of a school called Universal Kempo Karate School Association. This school is not only located in Hawaii, but it's also located in the mainland, in California, Colorado, and as far as New Hampshire. But before we have a chance to meet Grand Master Buell, let's take a look at that school and see how both the kids and adults practice the art of martial arts.
Everyone has been hurt by the actions or words of another.
Boy, that's an important one to know. Mental self-defense. Are we doing that? You saying words and names to other people and hurting their feelings. Maybe calling somebody you have a dirty shirt or you have an old shirt even though the shirt is clean. That's not good. You hurt people's names. When I was a little boy, someone told me something too. And today, I still remember that. The boy didn't know that, but I forgive him. You never say wrong things to other people. Remember I told you guys, how heavy is the tongue?
Heavy.
Heavy, I know. Sometimes 1 pound or 2 pounds, depends how big your tongue is. And that tongue can get you in a lot of trouble if you say the wrong words. You have to think before you speak. Okay? And what Instructor Bruce says is that do not say hateful things. Sometimes they call that bachi. Good for you. No, you don't do that. Never seek revenge on another person. Is that a good thing to think about? Yes. Revenge means you want to get even. You don't have to get even with nobody. You want to get even with your own self, right? That's important. Look here.
How you doing? My name is Larry Lucero, and we'll be asking the members here of the UKKSA, that's the Universal Kempo Karate School Association, and what they're doing at this point of time. I presume that you guys are doing a clothing drive, is that true?
Yes, it's true.
And what's the clothing drive for?
It's for to give the homeless people or the unfortunate some clothes for them to survive the night or the whole day.
Now, are you a member of the UKKSA?
Yes, I am.
And what belt are you, just out of curiosity?
Red and black belts, senior 3.
Senior 3, okay. And sir, are you a member of the UKKSA as well?
Yes.
I presume all of you are members. Good question. Okay. And what's your feeling as far as what you're doing, getting these clothing for the homeless?
I feel that it helps out a lot, and it can make like a lot of people's days feel better.
How about you, sir? What belt are you?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. You know, when I was your age, I was blue belt too. Okay. And are you helping out right now with the clothing drive? Is that
Yes.
true? Okay. And how do you like being part of the training? Do you like being able to practice and being part of learning karate and kempo?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
Kicking and punching.
Kicking and punching? Your brothers and sisters, of course.
I don't have any.
Oh, okay. All right. And you, Mademoiselle?
Yes.
What's your what belt are you?
I am. Oh, what belt am I? I'm a number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah, 5th degree.
5th degree black
Yes.
belt.
Yes.
You're a black belt. Okay,
Yes.
Okay. And what is your feeling about learning the Universal Kempo Karate School of Association as far as the philosophy? How does it help you?
Oh, it's my life.
It's your life?
Yeah, it's my, like, these people are my family. Those are my parents over there. And just training with Universal Kempo, it's the best thing that's happened to me. I've done it since I was like this, young, like these children. And even though I tell people I train martial arts, they don't believe me when I say I've never gotten into a fight before. They think, oh, what's the point of training martial arts if you've never gotten into a fight? And I say, that is the point.
So character is one of the biggest thing that can be developed in being part of learning martial arts. Is that
Oh,
true?
definitely. I wouldn't be where I am today without it.
Okay. And you, sir, are you one of the members as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you like an instructor? Or?
Yeah, assist. I help.
Okay, and are you also a black belt?
Yes.
what degree?
Second degree.
Second
Yes.
degree. So, what is your feelings about being part of learning this martial arts? How has it made a difference to you?
It humbled me a lot. Teach me how to be a better person, patience, hard work, and just the philosophy of Grand Master Buell really helps me in my daily life. Totally.
And how long, just out of curiosity, have you been training?
I've been off and on since I was 5, and I'm a little over 50.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about you, sir? What's your feeling about being part of this learning martial arts?
It helps me out. It helps me out with my feelings. And whenever I come here, I feel like I can just express my feeling. If I'm angry, I can express it on punching or kicking, maybe. So I'm never sad over here. It's just super cool over here.
That's great. One last question, sir. One of the things that we learn over here is the concept of respect in learning martial arts. What's your opinion about that?
Every martial art has it. The question is it taught to them? Grand Master Buell and his staff, the professors, the black belts that you've heard, they help to instill that, to carry on that, and perpetuate it with us. So philosophically speaking, every art should have it. This is one school that I definitely know has it. Yeah.
That's great, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. But we want to thank all of you being helping the homeless, because we know that those people do need a lot of help, and everything has a reason, and there's a big reason why all of you are here. So again, we want to thank you very much.
Diagonal, vertical. Okay, wait again. I think go right leg back. Switch.
Grand Master Buell.
Yes.
What is your name? Your full name?
Well, my full name is Martin, middle name is Thomas, last name is Buell. Sounds like a German name, but it's a Irish name.
An Irish name.
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as your ancestry, you're half Irish
Yes, I am.
and half Chinese.
Yes, I am.
Right. Now, who's Irish in the family?
Irish is my dad, ex-lawyer, and my mother is a regular Chinese lady from Oahu.
Is-
Works hard, yeah.
Was your father born over here?
My father was born in Massachusetts.
Really?
Yes.
And your mom, I
Mom is
presume.
born Honolulu.
Do you remember how your father, just out of curiosity, how your father met your mom, or?
I think he was working at the naval shipyard, and my father was my mother's third marriage. The first two husbands passed away
Oh.
of different reasons.
Now, when you start to grow up, did you start to live? Is Palolo Valley is where you kind of grew up at the beginning?
Yes, most of my life I grew up in the Polo housing. That's Polo Valley. That was the projects, and I was there until I was way out of high school. I learned a lot in there. Learned how to protect myself, how to be streetwise, and I did many different things in life to make me become proficient in, I guess, living life. And my lessons I learned, that's what I passed on in my teaching.
Now, that time when you were living in Palolo Valley, was it a tough time as far as being a kid? Did you?
Well, it was tough because you was white, and you defend yourself. Even though I look Chinese, I look white, and I protect myself a lot. I had my older brother Norman and my younger brother Daniel with me, and we lived in housing. My memories go back. We were the last family to move from the old projects in Palolo before they built the new one. So we were old timers there, our family, very old timers. Yeah.
You have a brother that's older than you, right?
Yes, I do.
2 years, and
Yes.
And what about your younger brother?
Younger brother Daniel is 2 years younger.
Really?
He had a bad car accident after selling newspapers, going to the beach when he was 10 years old, and a car hit him. No license, no insurance, and 2 days crippled for life. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. In 1953, you studied judo. That's your first entry into the martial arts. Is that correct?
Well, a little before that, I was PAL BD boxing.
Really?
Yes. Then judo at the Kamiki YMCA. And after that, Kempo with Professor Thomas Young. And how I used to go there before, I used to ride in the trunk of a car with my older brother and my good friend / Louis. And I drove to Central YMCA, they opened the trunk, got out, and my love for martial arts was there. After that, I didn't have any money, and I left the YMCA, and I was at home. Then finally somebody said, there's Kajukenbo at the Kamiki YMCA. And said, me and my friends all went down there, and the training was strong, was very powerful, good teachers, and I started with Kajukenbo there.
Now, that was about when you were 15 years old, right? That you started training in Kajukenbo.
Yes.
That's correct. And your teacher was, and right now his name is Grand Master Sijo Adriano Imperado. Is that correct?
He's the teacher, but to give credit to my first teacher was Paul Suriano. He's still alive. He lives in Ever Beach. That was my first teacher. Adolfo Ruiz was my second teacher. Walter Goodin was there as one rank higher than I was. I was a purple, he was a blue belt that time. And Adriano Emperado that time was a chief instructor. And I used to live in Polo housing too. I used to ride with him through the different branches. He took me under his wing as a white belt, and the memories start from there.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Now, most people have not really heard of what Kajukenbo is. Can you tell me what Kajukenbo is? I mean, people know what karate is and Kempo
Well,
is.
Kajukenbo, a long time ago, the Kempo in Oahu was called the blue collar art, just like more hardcore, more strong, a lot of street fighting, self-defense techniques. Takedown, sweep, ripping, poking, pressure points, locks, holds, and with street fighting. The class was brutal. You get beaten up. If you're weak, normally you quit. the strong will survive, and that's how it was. And that was part of the training. It was tough, it was hard, and it made me become what I become to be.
Now, are we talking about the Grand Master Imperato? That was one of your teachers that taught you?
Oh, yes, he was. He was one of my teachers, very strong. Remember one time I had to punch to him, he hammer blowed my hand. I always remember my my hand couldn't lift up. It was all numb. And he liked me. He took me under his wing, and he was a very nice man.
Now, I'm going to give you some quotes about under Grand Master Imperato. And this is what he said. He said, workout wasn't over until there was blood on the floor. Kajukenbo trained strong to remain strong. You have to experience pain before you can give it.
True, very true. Class was brutal. You could take punches and kick, and the philosophy back of that is if I take what you give to me, then I'm not going to be shell-shocked. You slap me around, I still look at you, I still going to beat you up, or you going to beat me up. But I can take the hits. If I can take the hits, I'll progress further to defending myself. And that's important to understand. Sometimes the martial arts is too baby-like, and time of situation, a dangerous situation, somebody slap you around, you crawl up and look a ball. You can't fight back. You can't take the pain. You like playing touch football all the time. All of a sudden, put you against a good tackling team, and then you get eat up. So you have to face the reality of the streets without, the most important, without hurting another person. But in my time, people used to count how many guys they knock out a night.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we had people like that, and it was brutal. But you have to survive, and I was happy to survive it. Yes.
So you learn a lot of hard lessons, physically hard lessons
Yes, I
from
did.
that instructor,
Yes.
and I think I would imagine that has pretty much carried through you through your as you started out in the career as far as martial arts.
It did carry me out a lot. Maybe to become what I become. The martial arts maybe it kept me out of trouble. I was brought up in the projects and housing. By training and learning the good philosophies back of the martial arts, it made me a better person, a more sane person, staying away from violence and learning to be compassionate and kind. And I continue to do that to today, and I believe in that.
It's amazing. You know, on a side note, Grand Master Imperato, who was ethically Filipino, is that correct?
Yes,
He was a master in the art of eskrima.
he was.
Have you ever seen that type of?
I seen him done. I even carry a similar weapon that he once displayed on his brother's grave in Nuwano.
Can you
the year
explain
after
what
his brother
eskrima
died.
is, just out of curiosity?
Well, I'm not a professional eskrima teacher. Eskrima is a Filipino art. It's a name of an art.
Right.
Using the sticks.
The sticks.
Also using of weapons and knives. It can be cane knives, sharp weapons. The main object is like the escrimas will do weapon training first. After that, they'll graduate into empty-hand combat. It's just like in judo. The judo will go into the throws first,
Right.
and after that, venture into the striking combat. In Kempo, we just start off with the choing, the sticks, the fighting. At the moment you start, we try to incorporate all that. A little bit of the background on the, maybe I'm wrong, but pretty close to it.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In 1966, you were 24 years old. You got promoted, your first black belt, by Professor Walter Godin.
Yes.
Okay.
Now remember, I was a brown belt under Kajukenbo for many years. Somehow I just couldn't get the black belt. Black belt was hard to get. And I talked in many, many years. And then 66, I got my black belt. It was a very proud moment of my life. And then I carried on from there.
Now that's when you got your black belt. You also began to teach at the Pacific Palisades Community Center. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Is that the first time you taught?
No, I taught in my home-based class. That time would be Professor Walter Godin. I was honored to be able to teach in his class. I learned my lessons while in there. And then finally, I was blessed to have my own class in Pacific Palisades because I was living up there. And
So it's convenient.
yeah, convenience. Yes. I taught a lot of kids. I mean, so many kids that some of the old instructors used to tell me, why are you teaching all the children with adults? I said, don't you worry. One day my children will become adults. And guess what? They all did. And a lot of them are still with me, and some of them left for different reasons. Sad to see them go, but
And then you started a second branch in Pearl City Highland Intermediate School.
yes, that was in 1972.
72, right?
So, I've been there almost over 30 years. I went to a lot of principals. Yeah.
Now, right around that time, there was a question why most people know what Kempo is.
Yes.
But most people don't know what Kenpo is. But there was a name change, and you were part of that movement. Can you explain why we went from Kempo to Kenpo?
On Oahu, the Professor Mitose, when he started his school, his book and his training was on the Kempo, K-E-N-P-O, karate.
Right.
A lot of people use the word karate because karate was a more popular name. So people somehow would link karate with the Kempo. I've been Kempo for many years, and with true research, I say it's MPO. The Okinawan karate go K-E-M-P-O, and the Chinese go K-E-M-P-O also. So I said, let's change it and make it right. Maybe I'm wrong, but I did it that way. And again, each organization has their own names, but name is only a name. It's the value of the martial arts back of it.
But it's made a difference because most people understand Kempo.
Yes.
It's a more standard term for most, at least in
yeah,
my
in
opinion.
Hawaii. Yeah,
in Hawaii.
Yes.
You've done a lot during that period of time. You've won a lot of matches and tournaments.
Just a few matches. Lucky.
Being an instructor and also teaching other students in the form of Kempo, karate, or even mixed arts.
Yes.
How important is it to win a match, or is it winning the end goal of a match?
Winning is not the end goal. For myself as a competitor, I competed, and many times I received, or I have seen receiving of other people of bad judging. That put a sour note in myself, and after that I tried to be a best referee as I possibly can, giving everybody a fair shake. That was my job as being a competitor. But I know how to teach. I developed many championships in the island. Then I stayed away from Kempo tournaments years ago because of the conflicts of biased judging. And I say it's not worth it to have enemies with another school, somebody called it wrong calls or so. So we just stayed on our own backyard and continued to teach Kempo, and I've been doing it ever since. I enjoy it, yeah.
So that's the passion
Low
that
key,
you have.
yeah, low key, that's it. Nothing to prove. Yeah, nothing to prove.
I'm going to go to the subject of the UKKSA, which is the Universal Kempo Karate School.
Yes.
And can you give me how it began? Who started it, and how did we?
Well, when it began, my wife and I worked together, and I'm a good reader. I read the book of Miyamoto Masashi, 1545, and his book is talked about the void knowledge, and it's the same Zen philosophy that I believe in, and his theories to know what's the void. That's why on my emblem I have the black rectangle, and I put there the Chinese characters is prepared knowledge, and that's how we started to design the patch and had it made at first in Korea. Then after that, now we make it in many different other ways. Yeah.
The whole thing about the Universal Kempo Karate School Association, the concept of training was three main things.
Yes.
Escape.
Yes.
Control.
Yes.
Destroy.
Yes.
Can you explain those three main concepts?
Sure, I can. Goes from the Zen philosophies, the past, the present, and the future. Escape, control, destroy, mind, body, spirit, all the trees. Talk you out of trouble. Make friends, forgive. Number one, when that fails, control by your judo methods, your grappling methods, your wrist lock, aikido methods, whatever you learn, control the action, because violence brings on violence. And the last one is, if your life is in danger, your family is in danger, by all means, destroy, save yourself to live another day, save your family. That's the last resort. But that resort will always bring problems. You should never resort to that.
Does the school also teach hard body contact training as well?
We still do it, not as much in the children's classes for safety because of the laws that you have out and people getting injuries. The most important concern is individual achievement through motor skills, physical development, making strong hearts, young minds strong, and older ones, a little bit body contact. But now I've been teaching for many years. Many of my students are older because they've been loyal to me all the time. I'm not worried about bringing new ones all the time. And I work with them because of age, certain abilities in a human being slows down, and we have to cater to everybody.
Right.
Yes.
I think that's interesting that you try to cater to everyone at all age levels. Is that
yes,
true?
yes.
Yeah.
You have to satisfy them all. Because when I teach sometime, I can have a white belt in class, a brown belt, and I get guys training me 20 years, 30 years. So how can you satisfy all of them in the class?
That's right.
And make their needs there, yeah. That's important.
You know, speaking of training, I'm going to say a quote by you. And this is what you said. No one can train for you.
That's true. No one can exercise for you. No one can love for you. You got to do it yourself. Has to be yourself, has to come from within. And if you can instill that in a person, you make them a better person. Everything starts within.
So when someone comes to this school, it has to come from his heart that he wants to train. He wants to accomplish these things. He wants to achieve the goal that is what this whole institution is about.
Yes, and we taught through the years many black belts from different systems, and a lot of them want to wear their black belt. We always say that your style is okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Recognize our style, come in as a white belt, and then just enjoy the journey. And many of them all did that. And some of them still wanted to wear that belt, and it's okay. And life goes on, right? Yes.
One of the major concept that, as far as your institution promotes, is the concept of respect. And I know that you teach that to a lot of the keikis, the kids. So what is your view? How important is the idea of respect?
Very important. It's very important. Respect for another human being. Do unto others what you want others to do upon you. That's important. You love your wife will love you back. You love your partner will. Everything works back and forth. Everything in life is an echo. Hello, love. You go hate, this don't work. And the concept of helping another person is important. Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
Yes. So you have to make the right choices with your mind. The mind controls everything. Yes. So we do a lot of meditation, a lot of mind training, breathing exercises, which is important.
Now, I want to talk about tough times and loss of good friends. Your brother, who is older than you, 2 years older than you, and he went to Vietnam. Can you tell me more about that, if that's possible?
Oh, he went to Vietnam, and first time he was supposed to be drafted, he got 4F. After that, he got married, he got divorced, and guess what? 26-year-old drafted, and he went to the war. He was a medic.
Right.
He always writes stories to me. He always visits us. He tells about how he saves people's lives and how bad the jungles of Vietnam is. And the day he passed away, he got fighting in a graveyard. And after that, he went to a back of adobe brick wall. And a straight shot right through the wall hit him in the temple, and he died. And when his body came back, like all things in life is that somehow you get the feeling Norman's home and Norman was home. He's at at the pier. But Norman was a good person. I even traveled to Vietnam with my wife and I to see Vietnam and what it was, and it was very hard for the soldiers there.
Really?
The water, the villages, the streams, it's a tough place, very tough. And one thing what I saw in Vietnam is that every house that was in Saigon, every house had a communist flag on. Then you get America, you get guys burning the flags and doing all these things in a row. It's not right. You imagine you was there and you burn those flags.
Right.
You respect the country you work for.
Again, we come back
That's
to
the
the
respect.
the respect thing.
Respect, and people put their hand on their heart and do this. That's important. Don't speak. Respect them. You listen to them. They have wisdom you can learn from. I learned from wisdom from older teachers like Clayton Silva, Specific Palisades. He taught me a lot of wisdom even though I was young, but I was smart enough to listen to the old people. And ears were open, and I learned life. Tomio Iniamatsu, same thing. I learned life about him, how to hunt, how to do everything. He was one of my black belts.
Right.
When one day I wanted to tell him, you shoot the deer. He said, no, I shot enough. He said, you shoot. And I was stupid, and I shot. But after that, I learned that let him live. And I stopped hunting.
He had an unfortunate accident, didn't he?
Tomio?
Yeah.
No, Tomio did not. He died of OH.
Oh, really?
He died of OH, yeah. Clayton Silva died of OH. Yeah.
On 2001, a good friend of yours, Professor Godin, passed on.
Yes.
Can you say anything special about Professor Godin?
Nice things only. Good man, strong man. He's loyal. He's loyal to me. Even when I was away from him, when he wanted to promote other people who were under me or never was with me to ranks of professor, he called me up first to ask me, if it was okay, and I said it was okay. He invited me to be there. I said I don't want to be part of it, because everything's separated. So I stayed on my own side. I respect him a lot. I respect the family a lot, and they're all good people. And may he rest in peace.
There is a YouTube, what you call, on in the year 2009 that you pay respect to Grand Masters Adriano Emperato's brother Joe.
Yes.
Both him, if I'm not mistaken, both Grandmaster Imperato and his brother pretty much died on the same year. Is that correct?
Pretty close.
Pretty close, within about a month.
Well, the story goes is that when I first started Kempo, on the first year's anniversary at Duano, I performed the form for Joe. I came up with Adrian Imperato. I performed the form on the gravesite with some of my other black belts. Some black belts student. I was a low-ranking student. There was a purple belt at that time. His grave is 2 graves away from my wife's grandmother. And Adrian Imperato, I've been there when he got promoted to professor. I performed for him when he was a professor at Palama Settlement. I was honored to do that, and I was there, on different occasions when they received the achievements in life, and it was very proud moments of my life. Professor, going back to the screamer at the gravesite, Professor Imperato had that axe handle cut down, and he was doing his form there also for his brother.
Wow, that's amazing. Looking back, do you ever think that we're here for a reason?
That's a big question. I still think about it now. Is we forget so much in life, where we come from, who we taught. People forget us. We forget them. Only people close to us is our immediate friends, our family. The reason what we're here for is just to, I guess, for myself, is to live life happily. And to live life happily, I have to have peace in my heart. I have to be forgiven. I cannot let the past take me down or take down my family. And I always try to say the nicest things I can. And we're all going to be gone someday. And I look back, I mentioned all these people die, and you see your friends die. And I always ask, in fact, I told one family member today, is, when the last time you went to eat a hot dog? They forget, because it's immaterial. When the last time you saw Brother Joe? Some of them might forget, but others will say, when the last time you seen your instructor? A lot of people, as they grow up, we find out in life is that they learn, they become good, they put in place, and as they go older in life, they forget. It's just like a child who's brought up by the parent. Parent teach them, change the diaper, wash the hanabara, take care of the person. And when they get big, they don't go visit their parent anymore. They forget where they come from. And the respect of that is important.
Right.
That's why I always give homage to my teachers, give them recognition. I used to do that with Professor Chow. He was a young black belt. I used to see people ignoring him because he was an old man. And every time I had a chance to do it, I said, oh, you come. I recognize this Professor Chow. And I did that. And he comes to all my Christmas parties. He comes to my first tournaments in Pacific Palisades. He's there. He always supports me. He wanted me one time to be, give him a Grand Master. And I said, no, because I come from different lineages. You're my friend. I don't take ranks from nobody because I believe in that. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm very loyal to what I do. Even though the opportunity is there, because people see rank, and I've seen guys come to me in my gyms and they say, I'm a professor, and here I have a certificate. And I always look at, I'm outspoken, I'll say, I recognize that, but you look out there, the chief instructors, they're equal to you too. You see, I always remember that it's not the rank, it's
the heart, the person, it's the heart.
And that's why you have to see that and to do that,
That person, almost every person have gifts. How important it is to cultivate the gifts that what you have or other people have.
I don't know. It's a drive to help. Right now, all I'm worried about is helping people. When I work with my teachers, I said you cannot be selfish. You got to do it for the organization. We got to work together. We got to help each other, pick each other up. A lot of people, when they learn the martial arts, even high ranking, they're worried about what is it for me? What am I going to do? I'm going to hit you harder, hit me harder. Everything is me, that type of thinking.
Right.
But when you come to the level that I am, is what good for everyone. How can everybody peaceful, work together, and to keep everybody together and working, because we're all different minds, different cultures, and they get different beliefs, different upbringing, and then to keep them together in harmony. That's you have to work with that. Yeah.
You have to work with that.
I have a good wife. My wife's name is Sheila, and she's very, very good at this, and she helps me a lot. Without her, I would retire. Yes, I will.
What about your family? Is anyone in your family being part of your legacy?
I have my son-in-law, Anthony, my daughter, Terry. They're professors. They work with me, but I have many professors, and they're all good. My biggest job, I had the question to me many times, who's going to take over? And that is undecided, because each person is a very complex organization. You got to be special to get it going. And who I'm going to trust, I don't know. Everybody has the goods and bad, but by them together, they're strong. But they go on their own, you cannot. Yeah.
So, but I guess the lesson, if you work together with common goals,
be strong.
You're strong.
We'll be a lot stronger if many of my former good black belts I had left me for different reasons. Like today, when I was working with Donald, looking at some tape on for Donald for the video show, and and I looked through that. I said, "Wow, look at me! I'm an adult." 26, 27 years old, junior black belts, young ones, small ones like that. You know, today, they don't train with me, they're all professors. And some of them don't say hello, send me a card. But I still in them with my passion of the martial arts, a love for the martial arts. And many of them, even though they left, they continued. I'm happy for that. But the sad thing is they forget where they come from. They think they was just born like that. I know.
So
they have that in judo,
given.
aikido, kung fu, you name them. They're always born with the gift. The gift has to be instilled and nurtured. Yeah, it has to be that way. The family, same way.
The last question,
Yes, sir.
Grand Master Buell. And I'm sure there's a lot of different kind of people that are watching this interview. And what kind of advice would you want to give to someone who's starting out in the martial arts, someone that's an instructor, someone that has different belts, could be a blue belt, could be a black belt, could be even the fifth degree or whatever it is. What kind of advice would you want to give them?
Well, it depends where you're training. You have to be open-minded, receive instructions, know what is right and what is wrong. That's very important because just like a doctor, we all carry degrees and certificates. It's because you have a title, it doesn't mean you know everything. So if someone's working on my brain, or I have somebody who did a lot of brain experiences, they'd have somebody, you're my first, but I have, hey, look at my certificate. So you have to watch for those things. And it's like buying a car. The wisdom is you have to check, you have to see if the instructor is compassionate for you, the class is safe, see if they're willing to help you. Many different reasons, yeah.
Well, we want to thank you so much for your time and your advice and the stories you've told us, because I'm sure that everything your experience will have some worth to someone have a chance to listen to this interview.
Always try your best and respect your fellow, your partner, respect your teachers. Show respect and then you learn. People like to help people who show respect for them. That's important, yeah.
Thank you again, Mr. Grand Master Buell.
Larry, eh?
Larry,
thank you very much for the interview. That's right. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you again.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, it's great. It's a wonderful interview. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.